Welcome for this 20th day of Advent of Cyber 2023. We are using the lab Advent of Frostlings, which is a purple tag, DevSecOps. The objectives are about looking at poison pipeline execution, understanding how secure CI, CD, so continuous integration and continuous delivery pipelines are set, get an introduction to Secure Software Development Lifecycle or SSDLC, and DevSecOps, which stands for Operational Security and Development. Learn about best practices for continuous integration and continuous delivery or deployment. We will be using, at least the lab will be using GitLab and SDLC concepts. The version control system would be tracking and managing the changes in the code base and help the developers collaborate with each other while maintaining history of changes and being able to revert back or just pick one change and let the others wait for another merge. So that's one way for using version control system. Another one which are the pipelines, so continuous integration and continuous deployment pipelines. This helps integrate logic that will be then triggered automatically and automates specific things like the building of the application, the testing, even deployment processes can be then tied to the pipeline. And then after one commit in the version system control, you would then automatically test this, build the thing, test the thing, verify if everything goes fine, and push it into like an environment where QA can test it, or even like security team can test it, and so on and so on. Security scanning is mostly features that are tied to applications or a layer on top of the pipelines. GitLab has a few scanning features like static analysis testing and dynamic application security testing. The usual ones are verifying the dependencies and checking that there is none which have vulnerabilities or high vulnerabilities or threshold that you would have set. Container scanning is the same, being able to verify if some specific containers have known vulnerabilities and exploit. All these tools are helping the different teams to identify and mitigate security threats in the code and the infrastructure. The CI/CD we mentioned is, like I said, continuous integration and continuous delivery. The continuous integration is like, as I mentioned, every time someone is committing a code or change in the control system, the version control system, then there are like automation that is running based on that, and that's leading builds and testing to be run and verifying that everything is fine. So it's help having a feedback loop that is like shorter and shorter. Continuous deployment is basically the step after when everything is tested and verified and quality checked, then the usual step is to deploy it into an environment. Part of the pipeline could be using dev environments, test environment, QA environment, but the idea is also even like pushing to the production environment with like feature flags and being able to enable or disable on production specific features directly. So that's advanced ops kind of features, but it's also super flexible and agile. DevSecOps is the additional approach where you are collaborating with the different teams, and all together you are implementing best practices in order to develop, secure, and deploy your appliance or infrastructure the best way possible. CI/CD attacks, PPE. So in today's advent of of cyber, we are going to look at poison pipeline execution. This type of attack involves compromising a component or the stage in the SDLC, and I use the opportunity to start my machine. The attacker has access to the version control and can then manipulate the build process by injecting malicious code into the pipeline, because at some point you want to also have the tools or pipelines that are building, testing, and all of that kind of like also have their own pipeline to be built. So the pipeline to be building, deploying will also be part of the version control and follow its own cycles of improvement and integration. So this is the season of giving, but the Frostlings have invaded the Antarctic Craft GitLab CI CD pipeline, and they have found a way to poison the pipeline, orchestrating the advent calendar build process for this holiday all season. The mission as a DevSecOps engineer is to uncover and mitigate this attack to ensure the calendar doesn't suffer from any malicious alteration. Okay, I will make sure that we are running our VPN, and we have apparently a GitLab environment over there. Okay, finally started. The user for that is DLSecOps TryHackMe with a question mark. DLSecOps TryHackMe exclamation mark. Remember me, sign in. Interesting. Sign out and sign in. Okay. So after logging, we can see there is a warning. If we go for the projects, there frequently we can go for let's see. Hmm. Your projects, okay. Let's click there. We'll ignore that one. And we have now access to that one. Okay, perfect. Repository. Okay, so we have a public folder in which we have index.html and images, and we have GitLab CI file, YAML file to be specific, which is describing what is the pipeline that we want to work on. So this file is actually describing literally all the steps that will be done once there is some changes that will be committed to the source repository. We are able to see it's installing dependencies, creating stages. This one is a stage test and workflow CI commit branch, sorry. So the rule starts when there is a commit on the branch. It's install it's build before the script, check if Docker is running, then terminate the freeport. That's like housekeeping. And the stage test stage, sorry, the test stage is then running who am I pwd ls-la ls-la public echo testing some Christmas thing, yes yes, and then echo something something, and then docker run with the htdocs. Okay, all that part here looks super fishy. So let's see first what happened here. We had something that has been merged. It was update GitLab CI. I was doing some tests here, won't be running as the rule says to run when the branch is not main. Don't mind me, hey. Test done. Delft given we have a week late. We should release this. Happy to finish the testing quickly and create a deployment to production for everyone to see. Hey sir, I'm back meeting. Okay, well thank you sir. I guess I can give you admin for a few hours so we can push this quickly. This looks trustworthy judging by your words. Famous last word. Okay, so looks like something has been the rules. Okay, it's not. And then the PNG. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I don't see the main one. If we go back to the this one, port 9081. So yeah, so he definitely has changed something. Okay, so if we look at the pipelines, update, 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 update. Okay, everything passed, but when did it start? If we go past, So yeah, we can see that checked. Those are actually running. And it was verifying where it was and printing out echo and saving it into the index.html, running through that one. So we need to find when that one has been changed, which means update this one. Okay, that's leave update. Go back to the commits, adding test deploy time, deploy pipeline to calendar, which looks to be the one that hasn't been changed. Okay, and so now if we go to files, switch to that, edit, and we have, oops, that's this one. We want that one instead. Commit changes, checking pipeline status. The pipeline 140 is running. And the pipeline has finished. Let's see what it looks like. We have a Docker run that is going through that one for 90, 80, 90, 80. And we have the calendar image correct. Okay, so how can we now prevent these kind of things to happen? One easy way here is to let's go on settings, repository, protected branches. Let's see what it does. Allow to merge, allow to push. We can say no one is allowed to push. And this way we could also make sure that artifacts that are created aren't like set for a long time, so we can limit the time that they will be there saved more precisely. Pipeline visualization, we can use the pipeline to monitor and understand how things are clicking together, and we can then understand what are the steps that are taken and verify each steps if something looks fishy. There are static code analysis, linting, linters, and stuff that can be installed in order to verify that something has something fishy added. Obviously, the files that are super important needs to be checked on a regular basis, like the GitLab CI YAML file. We should verify regularly if there is changes that were intended or not, and this way can be checked against any malicious tampering. The verification also that maybe someone is adding a new stage and that stage is actually the malicious one, so make sure that you only use the necessary, the mandatory and the necessary stages, and not having additional ones that could be adding ways to hack more your repo. Going back to the hacker one, sorry, not HackerOne, TryHackMe. We could look at what were the questions. So what the handle of the developer responsible for the merge change? If I'm not mistaken, it's Frostlino. Frost Frostlino. Repositories, commits, Frostlino. Frostlino. What did I write? Okay. Handle. Oh, that might be the Frostlino at BadSecOps. Yes. What port is the defaced calendar site server running on? It was on 9081. It was running on Apache. What message did the Frostlink leave on the defaced Frostlings rules? What is the commit ID of the original code? So if we go back to our advent of the, which one was it? It was this one. No, it wasn't this one, it was this one. Yeah, so if I use this ID, does it work? Okay, we usually do only 8 characters for the hash, so let's see if that's the one. Yes, it's the one. Okay, the challenge for today was pretty straightforward, and the only thing that is remaining is that you can actually look at the source code security room, which would help. Detective Frosto believes it was an account takeover based on the activity. However, Tracy might have left some crumbs. Okay, so what could have been the scrubs that wanted to see? It could have been no. Let's see. Users edit. I will not rest until Dotty Crafts gets the respect it deserves for Vanspreken. Hip hip hooray. Looks like it's the one that were there. The email being at Dotty Crafts. Okay, I feel like it's like it. Make it complete. What day is it today? Based on the activity, projects, this one, and show me what you have. Okay, giving up. Yeah, looks just a matter of like looking what's happening in the activity and identifying when it has been taken over. On that note, thank you for your time. Talk to you later and see you next day. Bye bye.